Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to Trans Mask Things. My name is Ange, and thanks for checking my channel out. So today I'm doing a 1 month update on testosterone. And so just for the sake of it, I'm just gonna do a hi, my name is Ange, and this is my voice 1 month on T. And so for my update video, I just want to talk about a few things. One thing is about injecting myself with testosterone. The next thing is about emotional changes, and then lastly but not least, of course, physical changes. So in talking about the injections, so today I took my my third dose of T, and so I'm on this thing where I'm doing 0.25 milliliters every 2 weeks. But in my second shot, I thought that I was supposed to take 0.5 milliliters because that's just what a lot of other people have been saying. And so I just did not check, and so I took 0.5 milliliters about 2 weeks ago, and then I also drew up the extra from the needle as well, and so in total probably took about 0.65, which is more than double my dose. And so that just kind of led me into an emotional whirlwind. So today I took my shot again, and I actually am a few days late, but I'm kind of happy about that because I've just kind of started again to level out on my moods again. And so I actually felt like waiting a little bit longer was a good decision. But anyways, I'm back to the regular dose now, and I'm gonna remember that because, man, the past 2 weeks have been kind of nuts. Just take everything I'm saying with a little bit of that context, in that I took more testosterone than I was supposed to. And so usually the effects of that is that you get too much, you get acne outbreak, you get oily skin, apparently you get very emotional and stuff. And for me, I guess the acne, I mean, my skin doesn't get a lot of acne in the first place, and so I did see a little bit more oil, I saw a little bit more pimples, a few more pimples, but I think for me the emotional change was the biggest part of that. It's interesting because now that I'm kind of on back to a more balanced mood, I feel still before it was extra amplified, and also in addition to taking too much tea, I also got my period, and so usually during that time I just feel irritated more easily. It's emotions are still valid, but they just feel 4 times more amplified, and with the tea, the extra tea, it just felt 10 times more amplified. So it was just nuts. Plus I was going through some crazy life changes, such as graduating from college and trying to figure out what's next, and housemates moving in and out, so there was just a lot of stress in general. But emotionally, regardless of that extra tea dose, I feel like I'm less able to articulate my feelings. I'm usually very in touch with my feelings and how I'm doing, and I like to still give myself some space to figure that out, because I think it's kind of impossible to know how you're feeling exactly in the moment that you're feeling it and be able to articulate it. But I'm sensing that I'm taking longer than I would usually even, and so that's a little bit strange for me to feel a little bit more out of touch with my feelings. About 2 weeks ago, I also was feeling or a week ago, I was also feeling pretty explosive emotionally. Everything just felt extremely overwhelming for me. I mean, I'm bad at transitions in terms of graduating and all these different parts of my life changing, such as my relationship with my parents, my relationship with my boo, because she was coming back from a study abroad experience. So I'm bad at changes in general, but it was just a new level of bad with changes. So I did have kind of, I would say 2 days of emotional, kind of a breakdown almost. So what happened in those 2 days? One of the days I snapped at my mom, who was calling me to try to address the situation with me and my dad, and I don't really like it when my mom interferes with me and my dad's relationship, because in a lot of ways it can feel very gaslighting for me, because it feels like she's only advocating for him. And usually I would just like take it and like, I don't know, I'll still be mad about it, but I was just explosive. Like I told her she wasn't my mom. I brought up a ton of childhood stuff that I never thought I would ever talk about with her. We still haven't chatted since now, and I don't know if I'm gonna chat with her again. I don't know where that's going, but like, those feelings were legitimate, right? But at the same time, it was just explosive. And then the other thing too is the situation with my boo. We had like a miscommunication, kind of mishaps, and some like distrust in that dynamic with her like traveling and inability to like communicate. And so I don't know, like those feelings were legitimate as well, but I was also very explosive in addressing them, and I was just like, I don't know, like I just felt like I was filled with so much rage, and I cried, and it felt good, but I don't usually cry very often, so I don't really know how to like see me crying as like part of my tea experience, but I guess that's something to know. The physical changes, this part is pretty exciting because I feel like even within my first 2 weeks, my first week of tea, I like started seeing some changes. So in terms of my face, I feel like my face has changed a little bit. I can't really tell exactly, but like I feel like when I look in the camera and I take selfies and stuff, like I just see a different face when I flip through my phone's gallery and I look at like, you know, pictures of me from 2 months ago versus pictures of me now. Like I'm liking the pictures of me now a lot more, even though I liked the pictures of me then when I was at that time. And so, I don't know, you know, again, maybe that's part of the self-love journey, but I also feel like possibly my face is getting wider. I'm not sure. Maybe the jaw is coming in. I did give myself another haircut, so that's kind of interesting. I think my boo said that my eyebrows are kind of thicker, which is interesting. And then about a week ago, I started feeling this thing in my throat. It's not necessarily an Adam's apple, but it's like kind of the sore throat thing. And I looked it up, and apparently that's an experience that a lot of like tea guys have. And so I think I'm developing my vocal cords because I definitely feel like my voice is lower. And it's like lower and like I don't know. I feel like I still have ability to control it when I'm singing, which is really, really nice. And I actually like it better because it feels lower. But it's just interesting to interact with the lower voice with the rest of the world because I still go by my birth name, which is Angela, and I have been called like him and sir, and like in a lot of ways it's like very affirming right now because like I am going through this transition, but at the same time I do feel a little bit self-conscious about my voice being so deep when I am still using the name Angela, because it's just kind of like I already had a deep voice to begin with, and so now to have an extra deep voice is really nice for like transitioning purposes, but I think for I don't know, like still being someone who uses my birth name, it's just a little bit weird. So that makes me think about wanting to change my name. And then other physical changes, I definitely feel like my muscles are developing. Like my forearm, I'm not sure if you can see it, there's a mosquito bite there, but I like feel like my forearm muscle, there's like a little muscle there. I feel like my hands are a little bit veinier. I know it's kind of silly. And I feel like my muscles, my bicep is just like kind of coming in, and this is for me not working out, you know. And I work at a winery and also a restaurant, so like I'm lifting boxes, I'm carrying plates and stuff. But even so, I just like don't think that alone would have contributed to this kind of muscle growth. I feel like my calves also have kind of like slimmed down and look a little bit more masculine, which is really nice. And overall, like I've lost a lot of weight as of 2 years ago. I'm like 125 right now. And 2 years ago I was about like 165, so I've lost like 40 pounds in like 2 years, which is pretty amazing. And it's taken a lot of effort, but right now I'm also like taking some other medications that like reduce my appetite. So even though I feel like I'm feeding myself well because I'm a foodie, I feel like I just feel thinner, probably because like maybe fat distribution is possibly changing and maybe muscle growth is happening in other places to make up for it. But the physical changes are coming and it's really exciting. And I think one of my absolute favorites is my chest muscles, my pecs. Like, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago I was just like doing this because, I don't know, just cause. And I was like, whoa, what? Like, I have chest muscles. And when I go to the gym, I'm pretty good. In the past, I've been pretty good about like doing bench presses and stuff. So like pecs are something that like I really enjoy and also have worked at, but I haven't gone to the gym in like 6 months. And so for me to feel like my pec muscles are coming in despite not going to the gym, I think that's also part of like the tea experience. I think that actually covers up most of the physical changes. I think most significant is just like the voice and also the like muscle growth, like muscle tonage, if you will. And I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about, or two last things that relate to kind of more like a social thing, is, I mean, the name thing. So I guess I just decided to take testosterone, right? I was just like, I felt inspired. I didn't really want to think about the name thing. I tried out masculine name with some close people, but it just didn't feel right because I didn't feel like the way that I looked really embodied that name yet. Now that I'm beginning to be able to pass as more of a dude, it's interesting because now I feel like that name suits me more. And I'm not going to reveal my name just yet because I don't know, I'm a little bit hesitant about it, honestly. I've just been juggling a few names, like I've been pretty set on one of them. I've created an email address and not gonna lie, I might be choosing my name based on whether or not I can get an email address that it does not have the numbers like 458 or something like that in the end. And so that's kind of like a lame way to like decide your name, but also like I'm done with being like having, you know, me Google searching me and then being like, oh damn, like there are like 10 million more of me out there. And so it would just be fun to have like a more unique name. I'm feeling a lot better about changing my name, so that's really great. And then in terms of bathrooms, I don't know, maybe I'll start using the men's bathroom, who knows. I like that I get to take things one step at a time. You know, I feel like anxiety usually comes in when people are thinking too much about the future and about like the ramifications of things that are like way in advance, but now I'm just getting to do everything as it goes. And so what I was saying was that the changes are coming slowly, but it also feels really fast because it's already been a month. It's only been a month, but at the same time, I appreciate how slow it's coming because then it really enables me to do that thing of taking things one step at a time. So yeah, this is my 1 month update, and thanks for watching my videos. Hit the subscribe button below, put a thumbs up on there if you like this, and I'll chat with you next month.